Hello, ladies. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Earlier on in the beginning of this channel, I was mentioning about when you're displaced and you're not around family so much as to talk to every day in person, and you just have time to just reflect on life. And if you're homeless, you're away from your family and friends, and your mind just go to wondering and thinking about back in the day. And that's what I was doing on this day. I had entitled my page Back in the Day. As a child, I remember the commercials that used to come on television, and some of them were very appropriate. Like today, we see a lot of feminine items being shown on TV, and I just think that is so disgusting because I think that the privacy of how a woman uses hygiene for her body on a monthly level is very private, should not be advertised the way it is. Because children, I know we now tell children everything, but children need to be able to become children and stay children until a certain age. They shouldn't have to see what feminine items we're using. But I remember back in the day, you never saw the advertisements like that on TV commercials. However, I did see cigarettes, and I remember the coolest brand was this brand called Cool. And if you didn't smoke cigarettes that were from the Cool brand, then you just weren't cool. And then I would see the Camel. But those were things that I had came to my mind about how now we don't use discreet so much. Discretion has gone away with, and I think it's really sad. And I don't know if some of you are as old as I am that's viewing this channel today, but as children, we didn't have to wear seatbelts. I don't even think the adults wore seatbelts in the car. There used to be the gas station. It was where you would pull up and get gas. Today they call them the convenience stores where you can get gas, but there's everything else that you can purchase out of the convenience stores. My mom used to pull up to the gas station and she said, well, I don't want to do self-serve today, meaning she would pump her own gas. She would pull up into the full service pumps. Full service pumps, an attendant will come out and he will pump the gas and she will pay him. Didn't always have to tip. He'd tell her to pop that hood. She will pop that hood of the car. He would check her oil gauge and make sure she had enough oil and transmission fluid. Even they would even check her tire pressure and wash her windows. And it could have been a little bit more in fee, but that was okay. Sometimes as ladies, we don't want to pump our own gas. We want somebody else to do it, but we are alone in the car and we don't have used to the full service. And talk about neighbors. Back in the day, neighbors were almost like kinfolk. You could leave out of town, give the neighbor the key. They will take your mail out of the mailbox because now everything is so convenient. You can just pull up to a mailbox for the whole community and pull your mail out, lock the key, and nobody would even get a chance to see your articles of mail. But yeah, back in the day, you could tell your neighbor, I'm going out of town. I'm going to give you the key. They would take the flyers off your screen door. They will water your plants. And then if you gave them the key for your house key, of course, they would water your plants inside, turn on the lights every now and then so people would think that perhaps you might be at home. And they would see to it that your house was being looked over very well. It now, I guess, Neighbors, you don't know them. You do not want them to invade your privacy, which is very well understood. But back in the day, it didn't even matter. If your family wasn't living conveniently near you, you would have your neighbor check in on you while you were gone for a brief time or maybe a longer vacation. And if your neighbor had children and they were parents, they would spank your children as well. Now, as they say, if you don't have children, don't spank any. But those neighbors, if your child was found guilty, they would spank your child. Then when you came home from work, you would spank your child, and every adult in the house would spank your child. I don't know if we spare the rod and spoil the child. I don't know, but that went out the door. Um, I was thinking upon this recently as I viewed this vlog that the journal that I had wrote a couple of years back in the day. I was thinking that because times have changed, people are more wiser, and little things we kind of take for granted. But when you think about how it seems like life was so easy, we didn't even worry at all about fraud. We didn't care about anything that would go over the internet that might jeopardize any of our financial accounts. We never had passwords, and we didn't even have cell phones. Of course, we use a landline. Well, yeah, you can sit around and think about how it was back in the day. And to me, as a child growing up in the 70s, going through my senior high school years and college in the 80s, and having my children, to me, life was a lot more easier. We didn't even see, growing up, homeless people. We would see every now and then a person that was out of sorts, per se. But family used to take care of each other. The homeless now is just gone beyond control. I pray for the homeless people. Homelessness, because of economic status, and or maybe there's so much mental illness that I have never heard of before in my life. There's mental illnesses on the rampage. And family members and friends don't trust the person, so that person becomes homeless. It's so sad. But yeah, reminiscing back in the day. Ladies, if you notice, I didn't cough because I have a wonderful throat lounge in my mouth. And I'm going to try to remember to place one in my mouth every time I get ready to sit down and vlog. Because I do not like to have to cough each and every time. So all is well. I'm going to see you in a couple of days. Be blessed, and I'm praying for you. Bye-bye.